Hello, exciting news! I've been waiting for a very long time for this to be announced, but it's coming, and I'm very excited. Necromunda Underhive Wars, the PC game, is now on Steam, and at the moment, as of today, which is the 30th, you can pick it up for 20% off. So if you are planning on getting it, there's a bit of a deal at the moment on it. But yeah, I've been looking forward to this for such a long time. When I was a teenager, many years ago now, I used to play the original Necromunda tabletop game from Games Workshop, and I absolutely loved it. I thought it was one of the best, along with Blood Bowl. It was one of the best tabletop supplementary games that they did. I've waited many years and kept my eyes open for this being turned into a PC game eventually, and here it is, finally. Although, I'll be honest, I'm a little bit disappointed that they did a remake of it and that this will be based off the remake rather than the original, because I remember the original, I know the original, I never actually bought the re-release of it or learned that, so I'll have to learn the new system, which I'm a little bit sad about, but you know, it's to be expected. This is for the current people interested in it, I suppose, not for the dinosaurs like me. But still, it's very exciting to have any kind of Necromunda-based game coming to PC. And I'm just while I'm chatting, we'll just flick through some of these screenshots that you've probably all seen before if you're interested in this. I don't think they've put any new ones out, but you can see it does look pretty nice. If this is gameplay footage, if this is what it's going to look like, it's going to be pretty sweet. I will, of course, I mean, this one's obviously from a cutscene, I would say, but I will be streaming this game, obviously, which is why I'm doing a video on it when it's available, with what little streaming time I have these days. And of course, that will go up on YouTube as well, just like everything I do on Twitch. So, you know, if you want to watch some gameplay of this before you choose whether you want to buy it or not, whether it's going to be a buggy mess or an awesome game, I will take the plunge for you, and you can watch and find out with me. Now, it is made by the same people that made the More Time game, and More Time PC game on release was awful. It was in a terrible state, but after they finished work on it, they did a lot of fixing, and it actually ended up being a really fun game. I ended up playing many hours on the More Time game and still dabble back into it now and then when the mood takes me. So, you know, I imagine a lot of people encountered or experienced it on release and went, oh, this is terrible, and never touched it again. You kind of missed out if you never went back to it once they'd fixed it up, because it was decent. So I'm hoping they've learned lessons from that game, and they're going to release this in a much better state after much more testing and not do an early access mess. Fingers crossed. So hopefully this will get a much better reception as a consequence. And also, with it being based in the 40k universe rather than the Warhammer Fantasy, that tends to hit a wider audience anyway. There's usually more people into the Games Workshop sci-fi stuff rather than the fantasy, so could be popular. And some of the features of this game that are particularly exciting. I'm just going to skip straight to it. Is the 4-way online gang fights. 4-way. Now, anyone that's got, you know, 3 friends that also like this is going to be excited by that. My friend Harry, he sent me a message about that, like 4-way online gang fights. Yeah, very excited. I think we're going to have a lot of fun. A bunch of us hooking up to play 4-way online gang fights on this. I think that's something definitely to be excited about. I'm sure there'll end up being some sneaky ganging up and shady alliances going on as well. Proper Necromunda Underhive backstabbing gang style stuff. I'm looking forward to that. Obviously, you can also play solo. It will have apparently a rich narrative campaign, and you'll be able to play through some sort of story in this, which I'm looking forward to trying as well. It says, learn new skills, loot equipment, and bring your evolved gang to 4-player online gang fights. Lead and evolve your gangs in this compelling tactical RPG. Follow a rich narrative campaign in the Underhive, engage in immersive and persistent game modes. So, yeah, I mean, it's it's very exciting. The one kind of slightly disappointing thing that I saw with it on release, at least, is that there will only be 3 gangs rather than the full. Well, I mean, the original Necromunda had 6 gangs initially, and then they also brought out a whole bunch of extra stuff like uh, the Redemptionists, the Ratskin Scouts, you know, all of those extra gangs they added in with the Outlanders supplement originally. So all of that stuff's not there. It's just 3 gangs initially, but I imagine if this goes well enough, they will bring out more DLC that will add gangs to it. So if your favorite gang isn't there on release, then, you know, perhaps if it sells enough copies, they'll be able to make DLC to add those gangs in. They did the same thing with Mordheim. It started with, you know, some basic war bands, and then they added further war bands over time. So fingers crossed we'll eventually get at least the main 6. We're getting Escher, Goliath, and Orlok initially. So that means Delac, Vansar, and what are the crazy religious guys? Cawdor, that's it. So Delac, Vansar, and Cawdor are going to be left out of the initial release. So maybe they'll come out as DLC. For those that have been watching me for a while will remember way back I mentioned that I was collecting up the original release, you know, the now out of production Necromunda gangs. I eventually got them all. There are a few models that I'm missing from having the entire original collection of the 6 main gangs. But I collected them up and started painting them before William was born. So William was born in October last year, and I was painting them up until that point. Since then, I've not had any time for painting. I'm hoping I will have in the future. But I said I was going to show off some of the stuff that I've been working on when I had an excuse to talk about Necromunda. I will try to take some proper pictures of the whole lot, and I'll get Shell to put them up on Twitter for me, for those that are interested in seeing it. But for now, you can have a look at just a small selection of ones that I've picked out for those that are interested. I have to hold this behind the camera to make it focus. Apologies for my hands being there, but there is an original Orlok leader, so that's one of the gangs that's going to be in it. Although the newer models, the new style, make Orlok look a little bit different. If you're more familiar with the latest re-release of Necromunda, but I just prefer the old stuff, so that's what I've worked on. Here we have an Escher model as well, so they're the female, all-female gang. See, there is an Escher leader. What I have painted. And then we have Goliath is the other gang. I think out of all of the re-releases, Goliath probably look the most similar. The new Goliaths look the most similar to the old Goliath style. They now have a bit more face makeup going on them, but yep. So there's 3. I also I haven't got around to painting the Delac models or the Vansar models yet, but I did do Cawdor, so here's a Cawdor leader. So these ones aren't going to be in the initial release, but you can see there got a Cawdor leader there. I obviously the colours are not the original canon colours on release. You are encouraged to paint things however you like, and so the colours of them are just colours I chose for the various gangs. I also I've got this is one of the original Underhive Scum models for the original release. I don't know if Underhive Scum and Bounty Hunters are going to be in this version of Necromunda or not, but if they are, this was the model that I liked the most out of the Underhive Scum stuff. The guy with twin bolt pistols and a big leather jacket. I always thought he looked pretty cool. And I never actually had this model as a kid. I just never got round to getting him before people went off the idea of playing it. So I was very, very pleased as someone in their late 30s to be able to get hold of this and finally paint it. It was always one of my favourite models for some reason. It just looked really cool. So I have many more than that to show off, but at the moment we're gearing up for a house move. I think it's probably going to happen in July, but I've already packed up a load of stuff, so we might have to wait until I've done the move before I get the full set out and take proper photographs of them and get that put up. But for anyone that is interested, it will eventually go up on Twitch. It's not Twitch, sorry, Twitter. That's the one. The other Twitter. It will eventually go up on Twitter, and I'll let you guys know when that is. So if you just want to look at my painting. But yeah, I'm so excited. Like I said, that's hearing that this computer game was coming is what sparked my enthusiasm for finally, after about 15 years of not painting, just getting back into painting again. Just getting the Necromunda stuff ready. I've even played a few games with one of my old buddies who's got some stuff as well. Played the original rules, obviously, not that newfangled one. But he's actually tried the new re-release Necromunda rules. From what I remember, he said they're actually decent. He thinks the re-release is actually quite good. I've just not tried it because I'm very set in my ways. I like the old one, and I don't want to try the new one because I like the old one. But when the PC game comes out, I'm going to have to try the new system because that's what it's going to be based off. So I just figure, I'll learn it then. We'll see how it goes. I have watched some videos on it. There are people that make YouTube videos of battle reports of Necromunda, Underhive Wars, tabletop games, for those that are interested in seeing how the tabletop works. But as I expect with most PC games, they tend to work a little bit better if you stray a little bit from tabletop rules. So I would guess it won't be completely the same as the tabletop for the PC game. There will probably be some changes. Hopefully they'll be good ones. But either way, I'm so excited for this game. I hope you guys are too. As I said, at the moment it's on Steam, 20% off at the moment for those that are interested. It says planned release in summer. It's summer now. It could be next week. It could be the middle of summer. It could be the end of summer. Who knows? They're not telling us yet. But when it does come out, I will definitely be streaming it. I'll definitely be playing it. There will definitely be YouTube series going up of me playing with my Necromunda gang. So hopefully you'll join me for that. And thank you very much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you want to support me and help spread awareness of this channel to other people. And hopefully you're as excited for Necromunda Underhive Wars as I am. And maybe we'll even meet online at some point and play some games on the matchmaker. We'll see. But yeah, very much looking forward to it. Take care, guys, and I'll see you next time.